Hello everyone, welcome to the tutorials video here for this new palette from Urban Decay. Oh boy, I have feelings and I'm scared. This is not the review, this is the tutorial, so I'm going to try and keep it that way, but we have got the Naked Reloaded palette, which is Urban Decay's new version of the original Naked palette. I already did swatches and stuff, and some of these are a little questionable, but I'm still gonna try. We are still gonna work with these. I'm gonna start off slow. We're gonna go for something natural today, something, you know, very wearable, something casual, and we are going to do it together. Swatches can be great and everything, but I think the real proof is in the application pudding. So like I said, I'm gonna start off with something simple, something wearable. I'm going to start with Endgame. Just very, very lightly on a pointed pencil brush. I'm going to be putting on the very outer portion of my lids. I also do not have on any eyeshadow primer today. Since this is my first time testing these eyeshadows out, I do always like to, you know, see how they do without a primer, how they last, if they last, that sort of a thing. So just so you know, this is unprimed on this side. And so this, like I said, I've got on the outer portion of the lid, also bringing up into the crease a bit. And then also I'm going to be smudging this, any excess along the outer third-ish, I would say, of the lower lash line. Then I'm going to take a small fluffy brush. It's kind of a denser fluffy brush. I'm going to dip this into Bucked, and this I'm going to concentrate on the outer portion of the crease here, right above where we put that Endgame shade. And I am applying it above that, like I said, and then I am blending this, I would say, about to the inner half, or the halfway point of my crease. And then if you feel like you lost a little too much of that Endgame while you were fluffing things out, you can go in with that same brush like I'm going to, back into Endgame, just very lightly, and reapply that, and then buff again. Just to make sure, if you feel like you lost that definition, don't even worry. You can always put it back, buff it back, bring it back. Then I'm taking a fluffy blending brush again, and I am going to be dipping this into Boundaries, just really lightly, not too much. And this I'm going to be using where we left off in our crease to blend this into the crease, and then also to blend the top portion of the last shade that we just put down. So this is a semi-subtle thing here, but it has its purpose. Right? We see a difference. It adds some warmth, it adds some more color. Then with a flat shader brush, I'm going to go into Barely Baked here. And this I'm going to pat onto the inner half of my eyelid. Just concentrating it there, and then any excess that might be on the brush, you can bring it over towards that Endgame shade. We will be putting another shadow down, so don't worry about that looking too pristine in there. And then with the same brush, we are going to go into Distilled, and this is what we are going to use to blend the gold shade and the matte brown shade together on the lid. Just making a nice gradient. Then just using our fluffy blending brush from before, I'm just going to go lightly into Bucked and use this to buff along the lower lash line, blend out that endgame color we had put down before, and just adding a little bit of smoke, a little bit of definition there with that. Then I'm going to go in with Bare, and I am sure you guessed it, I'm going to use this as an inner corner highlight and also beneath the brow. And then just for a little extra highlight, because I can't help myself, I'm going to go in with Angel Fire on that same little detail brush, and I'm just going to boop this into the inner corners again over that Bare shade. Not completely, but just a little bit, just to add a little extra twinkle, like so. And here you have it, my friends. Here is the completed look. Oh, this is throwing me back to the original kind of eye looks that I used to like always wear, and I like it. Just went ahead and put some nude liner into my waterline and then put on some fluttery, natural looking black mascara, and that's it, you guys. That is the look. It is super easy to put together. I can already see that this is creasing a bit, the eyeshadow, so kind of try and ignore that if you can in these close-ups, but I'm assuming a primer will make it better. But yeah, I just think it's a really easy, smoky, but definitely daytime smoke type of a look, and it is very pretty. It would look good on any eye color, any skin color, just all around good eye look. I think that might just be me patting myself on the back, but I really do. I like these kind of neutrally everyday eye looks. Simple, but still a step above simple. You get what I'm saying? Hopefully. Hello everyone, welcome to tutorial number 2 here. After yesterday and the immense creasing that I experienced, I went ahead and already put on a primer, so we will be using this normally. Apparently the formula is not anything uncreasable. They technically never, I don't think they ever claimed it to be, but today we're gonna start off extremely similar to yesterday, but I promise, or I'm hoping, it's gonna end up at least hopefully looking different. When it comes to a palette that is naked, you know, I'm trying. So, like I said, we're starting off with Endgame, and I'm pretty sure this is the exact same brush that I used yesterday. But that's okay, I'm just using a pencil brush here. I am using this. You know, I guess maybe this will be a little bit different than yesterday. But I'm using this in a bit more of my crease, kind of. Yeah, I guess go with it, go with it. So different. So I am just patting this on. Also kind of trying to give it a little bit of a cat eye looking shape. Obviously it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be a bit iffy looking, as you can see, and as these dark matte brown shades tend to turn out. We will fix it, don't even worry. I'm going to use a fluffy blending brush in Blur in the hopes of blurring this out. Woohoo! Yes, I love the word. I don't know that that would be considered wordplay, actually. Then I am going to go in with Retro on this same fluffy brush, just the littlest bit here, and on the very outer portion where we had put Blur, I am going to put Retro. This is just going to add warmth there, and it will also tie in with the shades that we end up using on the lids and everything. Just buff that in, and then any excess you can rub throughout the crease again where you had put the blur shade and upwards towards the brow bone. Then, using the same fluffy brush, I know, reduce, reuse, recycle. I've always been this kind of a person, even with my paints, and my teachers always got really mad at me for never changing my brushes. So, do as I say, not as I do, / do whatever the heck you want. If you want to follow my lead, hey, I don't blame you, but I'm going to take this and very lightly dip into Endgame again, and I'm going to use this to buff out the edges of where we had originally put it, bringing it more onto the lid here, and also a little bit back up. Just to see, we're bringing smoky back. We're bringing smoky back. Yeah. Then we're gonna do a little bit of carving here with a creamy concealer and a flat shader brush, concealer brush, whatever you're gonna want to call it. And today I am just gonna be doing this on, I would say, the inner half of my lid, kind of just where we put the Endgame shade, yeah? Then, once that deed is done, I'm going to go in with Reputation here on a flat shader brush. And I'm going to pat this where we had put the concealer. Then, same brush, I'm gonna go into Burn and use this right in between where that metallic shadow meets with Endgame, just so we've got a bit nicer, not necessarily of a gradient, but I just think, you know, see the difference? It blends it all together. Then I am going to take an angled liner brush and go back. Yep, I'm gonna go back on into Retro. Smudge this along my lower lash line. And to highlight the inner corners, I am going to just use Angel Fire. You know what? I said just. I take it back. I'm gonna mix Barely Baked and Angel Fire so we get more of a gold rather than just a silvery champagne. And here you have it, friends. Here is the final look that I came up with. Just went ahead and put a yellow gold into my waterline and then put on some mascara, and this is it. I think the look is very pretty. It is a daytime smoky, again, more smoky than the first look, but I mean, also you could wear this at night, no problem, but I definitely think it plays to the warmer, redder tones in the palette, which I think Urban Decay was going for here in this reboot of the Naked palette. And overall, I just think it's really, really pretty. You know, it would look good on a bunch of different eye colors, skin colors, you know, it could be a pretty darn universal look, I would think. And like I said, overall, I think it turned out alright. Alright, hello, and welcome to tutorial number 3. Seize the freaking day, my dudes. Oh, the construction. Oh, the construction is back. I think the people outside, I think they're on their lunch break, so yay for not quite as awkward. And yay for no noise for you all. Or no external noise, I guess I should say. We will zoom you in here. And like the last 2 tutorials, we're gonna start off with the exact same brush and the exact same color endgame. It's just when that's the only deep matte shade we get in a palette, we make that work to our utmost abilities. We will do things a little different though. So for this one, we are going to be dabbing this on the outside and the inside portion of the lid. Doesn't have to be neat, we're just getting the depth in there and out there, you know, on the inside and outside. Just the cutest. And then you're going to be taking Bucked right here on a fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to use this by starting in the center of the crease and then buffing outwards. Don't worry about blending that endgame shade too much with this color. We will be going back in and making that look a lot nicer here. This, we are just really wanting to add the depth to the crease and also just blend on the outer edges of it rather than the underside of it. And like I said, don't be alarmed. We're gonna go back in now with endgame on this same fluffy brush. And this we'll be putting, you know, you start right where you had left off with endgame, and then you use that to buff in to that bucked shade and bring that towards the center of the crease. So inwards and upwards is essentially what we're doing with that. Smoke it. So now we're gonna go in with our concealer brush and creamy concealer here, and I'm going to use this, I'm sure most of you probably guessed it, on the inner portion where we hadn't really put any eyeshadow down, and we are just carving that out in the center of the lid, kind of trying to, you know, make a gradient into the endgame shade, but making it a bit more crisp and cut looking up into the crease. So trying and slightly failing if we blink to use the outer edge of our brush to make that crisp line. Like I said, it might not be perfect, but I've come to realize that I just don't care. more than anything. We do our best, and our best, no matter how good we may be at makeup, is never perfection, because perfection does not exist. And as you can see, I did bring that a little bit above the crease just for a more dramatic look. And then I'm going to be going in with endgame once again. I know this shade is getting a lot of love from me, but we're just going to bring that back on the edges of where we put the concealer, just so there's a bit more of a gradient and it's not quite as harsh of an ending slash beginning, depending on how you want to look at things. Whew, she's coming together, guys. So now I'm gonna try, we're gonna see how this goes. Dreamweaver here on a flat shader brush. I want this shade to work so bad, y'all, but when doing swatches, it was just a crumbly mess. I think I might have to use my finger for this one. Yeah, that was not showing up. But do you see that? The texture. Oh, This is gonna have some fallout of that. I am quite positive. Oh yes, she does. Oh, that's unfortunate. Please, please don't be doing that. I guess it's too late. Whew, she's a mess, and the builders are back, but we're just gonna try and ignore them. No! Some shadows! Oh, they refuse to be swept away. Please! Please! Dang it! No! Nope. I'm doomed. Let's see if I can blend this into my skin. Alright, so I've just got a Q-tip, put some micellar water on it. I'm just gonna use this to clean up / make this line a bit more defined on the outside of the lid. Yay. I think that was like the most unenthusiastic yay that I have ever let out in my life. Then along my lower lash line, I'm gonna go ahead and mix Endgame and Bucked on an angled liner brush, smudge that along, and then blend it out. I think I'm gonna blend it out with Barely Baked. With a little detailer, actually back up with a flat shader / concealer brush, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna go in with Bribe. Just use this to lightly highlight underneath the brow bone. And then we're gonna go in hard with a detail brush and Angel Fire for our boopity boppity inner corner highlight, as well as right in the very center of the lids. And here you have it, my friends. Here is the final look. I kind of regret bringing the concealer up above the crease more than usual, but you know, I feel like people always tell me I should. It's just not necessarily my thing. I mean, it works. I'm okay with this look. I think, like I said, I could have made it look better, but that just might be my comfort zone as well. But I just went ahead and put on a warm brown Endgame looking liner into my waterline, and then used some black ink liner on my top, just using the liner to kind of connect and underline where we had carved out that shadow with the wing. And there we go. Put on, you know, mascara, my favorite combo to make it kind of look like I'm wearing false lashes without actually wearing false lashes, and shabam! That is the look. Like I said, a slight bummer / not my favorite, but I think it's a look. I think, you know, you guys can hopefully take some inspiration from it. Maybe not do it exactly, but maybe do it exactly. Maybe it'll work for your particular eye shape. In any case, I tried my best. And there it is from far away. So my fingers are crossed that, I don't know, maybe the construction workers will take a snack break. I know that's not a thing, but I was hoping to get some other videos filmed. They took a very short lunch break. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the tutorials for this Naked Reloaded palette. I think I mentioned at the beginning of the video, but if not, you know, there will be the full review video going up alongside of this tutorial video. So if you haven't checked that out and you want to hear my final thoughts on this palette, definitely go ahead and do that. Otherwise, I just hope that if you purchased this palette and you're looking for some inspiration using these exact shades, or if you were just looking for some inspiration on eyeshadow in general, I hope this video was helpful for you in doing that. Let me know down below if it was, and also which look was your favorite out of these three. You can also let me know if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful by giving me a thumbs up down below. I would really appreciate it. And if you're new here, hey, hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can become a member of my casserole family here on my channel. I'd love to have you here. And as always, I hope you guys are all doing well. And until next time, just stay well until then. Bye!